out of Savannah, Georgia. And guys, I'm telling you right now, you'll want to go ahead and share this out to anyone you know who is trying to do better in their life. Don't pay attention to me looking off. I don't mean to be rude. However, I've got to send this out to my link, to my text list crew, which, by the way, if you're not a part of it, right now it's free. So I don't know what you're doing with your life, but right now it is free. The number is 404-383-5953. Hey, Jaquise, once again, that number is 404-383-5953. And this particular video will be targeting credit and consumer protection information and touching on that a little bit. Hey, Dominic, how you doing? I hope all is well. So you want to go ahead and text. Let me know if you want credit, consumer protection, or both, right? Hashtag credit or hashtag consumer protection. And that'll tell me which list to put you on. What's going on? Shalom, shalom, shalom. So I'm going to grab the link. Let me make sure it's muted. This is going to be a very, very important video. We will be touching on, and while I sending this out to everyone, I want you to drop down below, where are you watching from? Regardless of whether you are a replay viewer or a new viewer, you're watching live, let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to tell my YouTube viewers, do me a favor and click that thumbs up button. That helps this video get more reach. We need more good information on these platforms. There's so much crap. We need more good information. And a lot of you tell me that you shared my videos, and I'm so touched by that. But let's keep it going because I want to help as many people as possible, and I can only do that with your help. Hey, my drone buddy. What's going on, drone bro? So, yes, we got the family coming in because I just sent the text link out. And so while we are waiting for people to jump on, I'm not going to hold you long waiting on that. However, I do have a little bit of housekeeping, guys. Let me tell you right now, there are so many people charging for credit repair, information, education. But what I do is free. The YouTube videos, even my text list is free. However, it's free for you. It's not free for me. So I'm able to provide you with this free service because of the generosities of a few people, just a handful of people, y'all. So I always want to acknowledge those few people that are a part of the CashApp crew, and the people that I'm acknowledging in this video. I've been backed up because I haven't done videos as much as I was supposed to, just things going on in life. But in this video, I am acknowledging Thurrell Harris. And then I don't know who this person is, but they're on the Cash App as Krishna Beckford and James Pewett. Okay, I hope I said everybody's name right. Again, the Cash App crew that I'm acknowledging on this video, the people that support me so that I can support you, the few that take care of the many. They are Thurrell Harris, Anai's mom, Krishna Beckford, James Pewett. Okay, guys, I have a little over 3,400 people on my text list where I provide information to, and out of that, only about 32, I think is the number, only about 32 people give donations so that I can pay for the systems that allow me to reach you all for free. So I really appreciate that. The sponsor for this video, the person who gave the most, I'm not going to say the amount, but the person who gave the most was Krishna Beckford. Okay, I appreciate everybody, but Krishna Beckford is the sponsor for this video. So thank you to the Cash App crew. If you want to become a part of that, if you would like to express thanks for what I do in a financial way, then you can just donate to $BetterBodyCrew. And I'll put that after this video ends. I'll put it in the description box for the video, as well as the YouTube channel. Maybe you did that after the last video, and I really, really appreciate it. So what we are talking about, guys, is something that I sent out earlier today. This happened 2 weeks ago, but there's been so much going on. Hey, what's going on, D15 Bank? But I sent out something earlier today, and it happened actually 2 weeks ago, but I was just made aware of it by one of you on my text list crew. I really appreciate it. So in case you do not know, and I'm not bashing another YouTube channel, but I do think it's important that we talk about this, because what happened was, when I sent this out, that the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, had actually shut down one of the people that I watch, that I have followed on YouTube, that talk credit. This channel has like over 500,000 subscribers. Okay, so their reach is pretty broad, right? And they only talk about credit. And so when I send that out to my list saying, hey guys, do you watch this channel too? Did you know this? There were actually 2 people on my list who said money to them. I lost money to them. And so I was like, you know what? We need to talk about this. Again, I'm not bashing that channel, or, and I'm definitely not happy to see anybody going through something, dealing with legalities. I don't know the person personally. I that channel, but I never gave them any money. So, and we're talking about not a little bit of money, not like $97. We're talking about thousands of dollars that some people on my text list had given this other channel, which was the credit game. Now, their last video was, hey, Kevin McCants, what's going on, my buddy? Just watched that video and it's heartbreaking. Right, Michelle Justice, right? It really, really is. So that the credit game has not posted any videos since the FTC has come against them, which 2 weeks ago. Alice, what's going on, Alice Lewis? But and when you go to any one of their links, it now reroutes you. Like the FTC has taken over their links. There was an investigative report done. And so, yeah, they've been silent. Okay. So we need to talk about this. There are a number of things that the FTC is bringing against the credit. I want to know, have any of y'all heard of this channel before? Did you watch the channel, and did you give them money? There is no shame in admitting that, because trust me, you are not alone. It's very, very important. So I want you guys to share this out right now with anybody you know who has credit issues, who wants to improve their credit, or you think can benefit from my information. This is your first time catching me live. Someone, oh, you know what? I need to actually go to my video. Hey, Eddie from Rochester, New York. Awesome. The fam is coming on in. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So y'all listen, there's a number of things that the credit game did that I want you guys to be aware of, because they're not the only ones. They're just the only ones that got caught. What did I say when I first said this? When I first stopped them, they have over 500,000 subscribers. That's quite the feat. Getting anyone's attention, grab y'all's attention. Okay, so for them to get 500,000, that's a part of the reason why the FTC went after them, because there's a lot of people doing what they're doing. They just don't have as large enough of an audience to make enough noise to attract the attention of FTC. But don't you get it twisted. Some of you don't know the credit game. You're doing business with someone who's doing business just like them. And it's only going to be a matter of time before the credit game's the credit game's problems become your credit repairs. All right. So we're going to get into it so that hopefully, because literally somebody on the list was like, I wish I had known this before I given them my money. And so I want to do a video to hopefully prevent one of you from giving somebody else your money, your hard-earned dollars, for you to this. All right. Hey, Carolyn, Alice is now over here. New one. All right. So let's talk about, starting with, have any of you paid for credit repair? And did you get what you paid for in your mind? Did you get what you paid for? Have you paid for credit repair? Do not put the name of any companies or any individuals, but have you paid for credit repair? And do you feel like you got what you paid for? Drop down, yes, I paid. No, I didn't get what I want. Yes, I paid. Yes, I got what I want. Paid and satisfied. Paid and yes, you paid, and no, you didn't want it. Thank you so much, Harmon, for putting that down below. Okay. Because this is a very, very hot topic, and a lot of people do this. We are going to, because there was a lot of things that they were accused of, the credit game. And so I said, okay, it would literally, yes, I paid, didn't get what I wanted. I'm not surprised. I figured that, okay? So there's a number of things that the credit game did. They promised, Matt said paid, and no, not satisfied. Okay, I thought I had do not disturb on this. Hold on one second, y'all. Do I not have it? Hold on. Well, that's strange. Why? Okay. Thank you for sending that info out. You are so very welcome. That's the point of the text list. So there's a number of things that the credit game did. They promised guaranteed scores. Hey, we're going to get you to 750. We're going to get you to whatever the number was. You guys, I want y'all to understand, nobody should be promising you that, because there are so many different factors that go into making up a credit score. If they're guaranteed, like, I'm always so weary of the word guarantee. I guarantee we're going to make this happen. That is usually a red flag that something ain't right in the mix. They just want your money. Even when people say money back guarantee, and this is one of the things, one of the claims against the credit game, they would say, they literally are clips of him saying it's a money back guarantee, so what do you have to lose? But then there were people who went to go get their money back, and guess what? They couldn't. So just because someone says there's a money back guarantee does not mean they will give you your money back. Do something is totally different than saying you're going to do something. So I want you guys to understand that right now, okay? Now, that was a red flag. Another red flag with them was just hard selling, right? So there are so many claims on those, and like there will be a lot of people in videos, they'll say, hey, do this, do that. And then you'll say, well, hey, if you have somebody asking a question, then they'll say, great question, call us. Great question, fill out this contact form. Great question, do this. And there's nothing wrong with going to another platform, because sometimes, especially as it relates to certain topics, you cannot have those discussions on social media platforms. Your videos could get demonetized. Your channel could get taken down. A lot of times people don't like people that speak truth. So yes, they often will take you off of one platform to another one to have a different conversation with you. So that in of itself is not a red flag. However, if when you go to that next platform, which for him, often telling you to call the office, there are so many complaints of people saying they were being hard sold to give thousands of dollars right now. Hey, well, if you can't afford the Lambo package, then can you put down $2K? Can you put down this amount? And there are reports of them asking people to use their the setup lines most of the time. Right. Hey, Rainstar, exactly. And then there were, a lot of people, guys, these last few years, they have been capitalizing on us getting this extra income from the government because of the situation that we were in, right, with that healthcare scare. I'm being very careful with my words because I don't want this video to be attacked in any way by the platforms. But yeah, a lot of us had a little bit extra money in our pockets because we had lost due to having job losses with what happened in 2020. So a lot of these entrepreneurs capitalized on that. And so they came out with tons of programs to say, hey, take your money and put it over here so that we can do whatever they were selling you. And I'm not saying that everybody was a crook and a scam and a fraud, because that's totally not the case. I bought a lot of courses and systems during that time, most of which were very, very good and have helped me get to where you see me at right now, right? But not all of them were. And I know I've been buying courses long enough to know how to properly vet people. A lot of y'all don't. So, not all of y'all, but a lot. Okay. So, that was one of the things that he did. He, was very suggestive, or his team was very suggestive in telling how they could pay for these very high ticket packages that they had. But there was another thing that he did, and this is one that we are going to focus on in this video, and that is selling trade lines. Selling trade lines. And I'm going to ask you guys, number one, do you know what a trade line is? Drop down below. When I say the word trade line, do you know what? Yes or no? And I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this and you're not interacting with the section of driving, you're not going to get as much from this video as people that are interacting. There's something that activates in your brain that stimulates your very being. When you interact, when I ask questions, that helps you to get information quicker. Good job. Dominic said no. Michelle said no. Mr. Harmon knows what it is. Fonseca knows what it is. Pink Pearl. Yes. See how? Yes. Come on, interactors. Okay. I see quite a few no's. So y'all are saying okay. This is good. I'll tell you right now, a trade line is basically an account. It's another name. And I was not familiar with that term until very recently. So if you have cards on your credit. Okay. Oh, I'm back. I was like, are you serious? Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. There is a storm in the area. So yeah, hopefully The Wi-Fi holds up. Okay, so a trade line is basically an account. All right. So if you have like 3 credit cards, can y'all hear me clearly? It's looking like I'm clear on my end, but I don't know. Am I okay on y'all's end? Yeah, it came MD already. Can everybody hear me and see me clearly? It's cool? Yes? Okay, thank y'all so much for letting me know. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. I'm Gucci. Thank you. I'm Gucci. All right. So if on your credit report, right, you have 3 credit cards and that's it. Somebody could look at your credit report and say, okay, I see you have 3 revolving trade lines, but no installments, right? So this is why it's important that you guys are here, because we need to start to learn this lingo, right? And so a person who's trying to help you with your revolving trade lines, you only have revolving accounts, all right? So that's what a trade line is. Now, once you know that, automatically you might think to yourself, well, how can somebody buy trade lines? How can they buy and sell? Well, what they're doing is they're buying and selling the information on the account. So they're translating information from one account to another person's credit profile. And so almost like mirroring it, okay? Mirroring it, all right? Here's what I mean. That is with the use of authorized users, all right? So, for example, right? And some of you guys, you have authorized users on your accounts, or you've been an authorized user before. Where you see this most commonly happen is with spouses, right? So when I was married, I had cards, and my ex-husband was, an authorized user for the account, and vice versa. Now you also see it with parents and kids, especially like back in the day before we had CashApp, all of these very money transfer systems. Say you had a child, your child went to college, they need money for books, food, all types of things, right? Instead of them calling you being like, Mom, can you put in my bank account? You would put your kid as an authorized user on your card, give them their own card, and then you pay the bill, right? So it's authorized users. That it was initially so for familial purposes or even for friends. However, give people an inch and they'll take a mile, right? So what happened when credit repair started really, really booming, and there's always people who are super creative. We'll call them creative. That's the adjective we'll use. And so someone thought, well, hey, listen, if you can have this authorized user thing, and basically the person is entitled to not only the use of that card, but on the credit report, it reports all of their information. So that means, like, if I am married and I'm an authorized user on my husband's account, let's say I'm a stay-at-home mom and I don't work at all, I have no income, I have no, okay, Fonseca said I'm freezing again. Am I freezing again for anybody else? Okay, it looks like I'm good on my computer screen. But if I'm a I'm just gonna keep on going. But if I'm a stay-at-home mom and I have no job, I have no income coming in, and I'm basically like, come back. Now I'm back on YouTube. I am struggle streaming like a mug, y'all. I was about to break down the information. Yes, okay, so let's get back to it. Woo! So when you make somebody an authorized user, they not only have the power to swipe, but they also get the credit information too. So that stay-at-home mom who has no income, no credit history, and no one's going to give her a credit card because she has no income, she now is going to get at least credit history because she's going to piggyback off of her husband's credit history. Meaning, if the Discover card, if he's had it for 10 years and it's a 10K card, the limit is 10K on it, then what's going to happen is that once he adds his wife as an authorized user, now on her credit report, it will show 10K credit limit for that card, and it'll also show 10 years worth of history. Does that make sense? So she's not as bad off as if she didn't have anything on her credit report. She gets the use of that card, and also, as long as the card is, and also the credit and the credit utilization, okay? All the credit information. So once credit repair people was like, hold up, what if people did not only do this, their family members and friends, for their loved ones. But what if they actually, since they have these authorized users on their accounts, since they have these slots, because certain cards will say you can have up to 5 authorized users. We're going to call them AUs. Some cards will say you can have up to 10 authorized, right? So a lot of these creative people out here said, what if people who had good credit, what if I acted as the middleman to people who have good credit and people who don't? People who have good credit history and people who need it, right? Because if that's something, there are certain data points, and this is why y'all have got to understand credit on your own. There are certain data points that you need on your credit report. These things make up the credit mix, okay? So you might have all good data points, but your history is brand spanking new. So you need a trade line that shows like 20 years back. You might go to your grandma who's got a JC Penney card, or a Macy's card, or some card that she done had for 30, 40 years. Now she can add you as an AU. That history shows on your report, and the ding, 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 ding ticket you need to bring everything up to where you needed it, because all your other data points were good, right? You just needed some history. So that is how that worked. Like, a lot of credit repair people thought to themselves, oh, great. And it's a way to do this, guys. They would be like, okay, so you have good income, but you started your credit after a divorce, so your history sucks. So let me go find a trade line that has a large history, right? And I know people who have this down to, I know of people who have this down, where they're not only looking at the history, but they're also looking at, they're kind of putting this together like pieces of a puzzle, to the point where they're making it make sense. Like your scores, your utilization, and the history of graduating. New to this, they're just a baby, and they're just taking any trade line that looks good and sticking it on there, right? But there are other people who look and they make it make sense. Meaning, if you're 30 years old, they're getting you trade, they're calculating 30 to 18. Okay, she was 18 this year, she's 30 now, and they're like, okay, cool. So let me find a card that has about 12 years. So they're making it make sense from the point of you having what you call it. They're making it make sense from the point that you were 18 years old, versus a person who's brand spanking new to this. You're 30 years old, and now they done put a trade line on your report that has 50 years. You weren't even born yet, right? So it's that's kind of like, does that make sense to you? So again, there are people who are skilled at this and know exactly what they're doing, and then there are people who are not. Regardless, is selling trade lines illegal? Yes. Now, if you come in my comments, you come on my text list, you come somewhere else, and you go, no, it's not, Kim, this person said da 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 da. Let me tell y'all something. Let me be very clear with y'all. I love y'all, but I'm so tired of coming to me telling me what somebody else said. If it is in the spirit of informing or educating me, then cool. But if it is in the spirit of getting me to agree with you on something I know to be illegal, then I'm over it. Just go to that person. If you like what they're saying, just stick with them. But if you're genuinely confused and you want me to clarify something, well, I'm confused because this person said this and you're saying that, and I'm wondering why the difference, because I like y'all both and I don't know who to listen to. I can that's more palatable to me, being like, you said don't do this, but they said I can. Great, then go with them. But let's have this discussion about why selling trade lines is illegal. Because you're not supposed to profit off of selling trade lines. It is supposed to be something for you to help people. Am I back, or is this a replay? This is real life, okay? Today is May 22nd, 2022, and the time is 6:08 p.m., okay, Eastern time. I am really here with you in real two at 6:08 p.m. He laughing. Y'all like to catch me in real time, boy. Y'all be discouraged when it's the replay. I'm like, it's still good information. But anyway, so here's the deal. You're not supposed to profit off of the trade line profession, now somebody could say, well, that's just capitalism. Okay, rationalize it, do what you do. But I just told you what it is. Because I want you to understand this. You helping out a family member or a friend for everything that I just described, building up to it. I know a lot of y'all like, you ramble too much, but I'm trying to tell a story for people that are brand spanking new to this information and it doesn't make sense to them. So if you're trying to help out your spouse, your child, I just told you why having them as an AU on the line is good. However, if you paid Joe Blow down the street on the corner to basically take somebody in Pooler, Georgia, and there's somebody over there in Texas, Houston, Texas. You don't know them, they don't know you. Piggybacking off of your good information, Joe Blow took a cut and then gave the rest to you, and then they sit, because what'll happen is these people who facilitate the sale and the transfer of AU slots, they'll say, okay, you got what, 5 slots on this card. Well, instead of those slots just doing nothing for you, why don't you sell those slots? And depending on the history and the amount, right? If you got a 10K card and you ain't using you ain't got nothing but $10 on it, man, that's great. You got a 10K card, so they're gonna have conversation and good history. Oh, that's a very valuable card, right? So then they'll say, oh, this card is worth $500. So they'll go to somebody who needs good use and good history and say, hey, I got a card that has 10K credit limit, it's 10 years old, the utilization is way low, practically non-existent. It's going to cost you $5 a month. I can get it on your credit report for 3 months, so that's going to cost you $1,500. And people will be like, great. Y'all think people don't have $1,500? They do. People have been doing this for quite some time now, right? And so they'll give Joe Blow $500. Maybe Joe Blow keeps 100 of it and then passes on $400 a month to the account owner. Now that person is like, shoot, I got $400 for nothing. Now I know some of y'all are thinking, but what if they run up your credit? They never send the credit card out to that person. They never send the credit card out to that person. Hold on 1 second. How to get a credit card with a low credit score? Get your credit score up. And I'm not being funny with you, but I'm going to be honest with you. Because if you get a credit card with a low credit score, the rates, it's going to be horrible. Because it's going to be like a $200 card that charges you a $100 annual fee. You're only going to have $100 available credit. They're going to charge you $5 a month. They are going to hurt you so bad. Get your score up. It'll be the best thing you could ever do. And if you have a low score right now, don't think I am not being sympathetic. I had a very low score after my divorce. Channel, please go back and watch my videos, because I talked to you about how I did what I did, how I got me and my son up out of that hole, okay? Himself there, but as his mother, he's attached to me. So me and my son were in a hole I was living with my mama, okay? So I'm very connected to you, but you got to get that score up. You got to get your credit report fixed, and more importantly than that, you need to do it on your own, and you need to understand this information. That's why I'm okay. That's why I'm happy you're here. All jokes aside. So trade lines were not meant to be sold, y'all. Okay? Credit card companies don't like the idea of you making money and selling their slots and rotating out. I want y'all to just think about this from a common sense perspective. Because in theory, it sounds good. You're like, oh yeah, okay. But from a common sense perspective, do you know what you're doing? You're basically manipulating a person's score credit report to artificially increase their credit score for them to get things that they weren't supposed to have. Right? Does that make sense? Credit report, and listen, for all my consumer protection people, we're going to get to the fact, we're going to touch on the fact there shouldn't be a credit score anyway. They shouldn't be doing this to you. They shouldn't be telling you you're not worthy. We're going to touch on that a little bit later, but we're just staying very surface level right now because, like somebody said, this is their first time watching me, so we need to stay surface level before we dig deep. Does that make sense? So when you are where was I at? Hold on one second. Y'all are doing a lot of good comments. That's why we love you. Hey, thank you. I want to say beware of the head too. I've been robbed by CDH. I don't know who that is, Bryant. You want to get your score up. Good. I'm glad you're here. Hiding utilization. That's a very advanced thing that we're not going to touch on right now. All right. A little bit delayed. Okay. Hit that like button, y'all, while we wait. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor and click that like button. We got a good bit of people watching, but I think we can get those likes up. Hit that thumbs up. It's completely free. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, this would be the time to do it. They're trying to stop the truth from coming. I know, right? So I looked at the comments while I was frozen. Let it go. And was it Sabrina? You said us personally are supposed to profit, or is it the whole business of illegal? If you're still here, I don't understand your question. Could you expand on it? But I think as I go through answering this, maybe you'll get the answer on your own. But I want you guys to just think about this. If you need to buy a trade line, why? Okay. So usually what you're trying to do is you're trying to make your credit report, your consumer report look better so the score goes up so you can get something. Now, on one, I understand this because this credit game is out. Okay, not the channel. But this credit situation that we found ourselves in, it's gotten out of control. They are now trying to use your credit to determine whether or not you'll get a job, right? I was listening to Anthony and he was talking about how a young lady did not get a government job because there was a medical collection for $12,000 on her report for emergency surgery that she needed. That's so unfair. That's so unfair. So that's different. Them looking at credit to determine whether or not you're going to get insurance. What? I don't understand that. So if they're looking at credit for things that we actually need, services that are intangible, that is that's so unfair. And I don't get that. That is, that's why we gotta learn this information so we know how to, combat that. However, if you're trying to get your credit up to get something material, we gotta talk, fam. Okay? You need a car, you need a house, you want another credit card so that you can charge more stuff. We have to talk, because what I am seeing is, for those of you who repair companies because you want to get your credit looking better so that you can get something tangible, what inevitably happens is whatever you were trying to get, you could not get because your credit did not allow you to get it. Now, I want you to understand that credit, they have those things in place. There are mathematicians. Y'all know FICO was created by a scientist and a mathematician, right? They have all these metrics in place to determine your risk, how risky you are. And it's pretty accurate. Here's what I mean. The people who were not able to get something, and then they went to somebody who's like, man, I can hook you up. I can get your credit up. And that however they did it, credit sweeps, buying trade lines, whatever they did. When you got that magical score, here's what usually happens, because it's not the score alone that gets you the thing, right? If you got an 800, that doesn't mean you're getting $1 million house if you work at the dollar store. Shout out to all my people who work in no harm in that, okay? But the score alone is not all that you need. You also need the income. So let me tell y'all this right now. You just need to sit your butt down and do this thing the right way. And because then you'll really, 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 really understand, instead of putting your hands in putting your fate in the hands of somebody you found on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or whatever. Because what they're doing, they're saying, all right, give me $1,000 up front and you're going to pay me $100 a month until I get you there. And I'm going to probably get you there in 3 months. And you're sounds good to me. And then you give them your $1,000 and you pay them $100 a month. And then they buy some trade lines. They do some credit sweeps. They sweep away everything. Now they got to build up everything from the bottom. You have no clue what's going on. All you is, girl, my score going up, my score going up, but you don't know why. Then you get the score you want. You're like, oh, I never had a 7. I never had a 7, nothing my whole entire life. So now you need to go get the card. Well, here's the thing. You got a 7 something, or you need to go get the credit card, or you need to go get the whatever there is. So you got the score, but guess what? Your income still sucks, because it always sucks. And at the root of most of our problems is low income, no information. Low compensation, no information. Low compensation, no education. That is all of our problems. So how do you solve the income problem? And I'm just going to be very real with y'all, because this is going on. Oftentimes the same person who fixed your credit is now saying, oh, you need some payroll statements? Oh, I got somebody who can hook you up with that. Now you pay that person a few hundred. They copy and paste some income statements for you. Now you got the income and the score, but it's all fraud. You got it with dirty hands. So are y'all following me? Is this making sense to you? That's what I'm not trying to do, pay somebody I don't know. Exactly, because you don't know what they're doing. And here's the whole deal. A lot of times, sometimes when they tell you to pay them, they'll have you sign paperwork that says, hey, you give me authorization to act as you. When you give that person authorization to act as you, a lot of stuff that they do, acting as you, guess what? It can fall back on you. It's not worth it. And let me just be very, 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 very clear with y'all. The reason why I'm saying this, and so many of y'all have asked me about, I know, right? Whew, so many of y'all have asked me about, Kim, you talk about so much credit stuff. Why don't you do credit repair? Because I'm in Georgia, and the rules in Georgia is, I think, the only state where credit repair is illegal. So I can't do credit repair. But even if I could, I probably wouldn't, because y'all be tripping. I know just from talking to some of y'all don't even know what's on enough to help you if I wanted to help you. Because sometimes y'all be like, yeah, I got a repo or yeah, it's a collection and from the debt collector, and it's not, it's from the original creditor. And I use that term loosely. Or you have a repo, but it's not a repo yet. It's not technically a repo. Or like y'all can't even communicate to me what's going on. So how could I help you? Right? So I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm just going to put it to you guys like this. I will be doing something very shortly in the realm of credit repair, but it's not credit repair because I'm not doing anything that's illegal. But I'll announce that later. But I'm putting it together with my business coach, who actually was brought up on charges by the FTC himself a few years ago. But he got out of it because he had his stuff in order, and the stuff that he didn't have in order, he was able to basically make everything all right with the help of his lawyer. And that's why I'm learning from him, because if you don't been through the fire and you came out unscathed, you're the person I want to learn from. This man was brought up on RICO charges. My business coach was brought up on RICO charges for credit repair. And guess what? The person who told him to do that, they were nowhere to be found when he got brought up on all these charges. His coach that told him, yeah, you can sell Tradelines, this is fine. When he was charges, he was left solo dolo. The coach didn't show up. So many of y'all, let me tell y'all this, some of the people who do credit repair that watch my channel, if you're being taught by somebody who is not doing the thing that you're telling you to do, watch that. If they're teaching it but not doing it, watch that. If they're teaching credit repair but you don't know what their credit repair company is because they're not doing credit repair, watch that. Because when your butt end up in court, they're not going to show up and be like, my bad, I told him to do that. It's not going to happen. Yes, that is my coach. You are correct. You've been paying attention. But I would much rather learn from somebody, because here's what happened. When he was brought up on those RICO charges, and for y'all who don't know, that's the same thing that Young Thug is brought up on. That's the same thing that Gunna and all those other 28 people are brought up on right now with regards to the stuff that's going on in Atlanta. RICO charges were initially put together for, isn't that what they got Big Meech on, right? So RICO charges were originally to bring down the mafia, and it's basically saying RICO is basically, and Derek Harper But it's basically like you are participating in a complex, intricate way of organized crime. That's basically what RICO is. You have created a complex, intricate system to organize a crime. Doesn't that sound a lot like taking a person from over here, finding a person over there, selling them a trade line, you acting as a middleman? And let me tell you something, when they do this, a lot of times they're not telling the credit card companies, hey, I'm making a profit by selling your history and your utilization to a perfect stranger, and we're just making sure they don't blow up the card by not sending them the physical card. You know why they don't tell them? Because they know they wouldn't be cool with that. They know it. Doesn't that sound like a complex, intricate, systemized way of organizing something that you know, this probably ain't right? Right? I want you to think back to when you were a kid and your parents were like, oh, so you spend the night at your best friend's house? You were like, yeah. But really, you were going to the party? And then later on, when your parent found out and you got in trouble, got that butt busted, your parent was like, you're like, I didn't think you would have a problem if I went to the party because there was no drugs or alcohol there. And you're like, no, you knew I would have a problem. That's why you lied. Is this making sense to you all? Is this making sense to you all? So because you're finding a way to circumvent restrictions put in place to prevent credit approvals, right? That's a problem. Right? Shady at best. Exactly. Also, I know my consumer protection people are going to say, but there shouldn't be any restrictions. So why does it matter if I do them wrong when they're doing me wrong? You are right. It should not be any restrictions. Nobody should restrict you from using your credit, because if you know the consumer protection laws, I'm going to tell you why. But let me tell you something. You cannot justify somebody doing you dirty by you doing them. It's like saying, well, the debt collector is taking me to court for a credit card, but I don't know if they own the debt. We talked about this, right? Even if I owe the debt, I don't know if they own the debt. I'm just not going to show up to court because they shouldn't be taking me to court no way. Wrong. That's how they get these default judgments. You have unclean hands. You didn't show up to court. They were wrong for suing you if they don't own the debt, but you were wrong for not showing up. See? So the way that you handle this, you don't fight somebody doing you wrong with you doing wrong. No, you don't think it's just by you also doing something unjust. You fight wrong with right. Okay? So, if a debt collector takes you to the court and you don't think they own the debt, even if you owe the debt, then you show up to court and you defend yourself. And you shut them down using the laws. See, that's how you do that. So it's the same thing with this situation. If a creditor denies you your credit, instead of you go finding somebody on social media who just started doing this stuff 2 months ago when they paid this guru thousands of dollars, and you giving them your information and you giving them your money for them to do whatever you want to do with your files. Instead of you doing that, why not sit your butt down, learn these consumer protection laws, no matter how long it takes, and then you go fight the creditor directly with these USCs and you let them know why they cannot deny you your credit. That's how you do that. Does that make sense? Will it take longer that way? Yes. But I'm telling y'all what is going on right now. I'm paying these other people and they're giving you a quick fix. And then immediately what y'all are doing, because you do not understand credit, you have no clue about the consumer protection laws, you get your credit fixed. And like I said, oftentimes that leads you guys down the pathway with these people to do other things that you shouldn't be doing, like getting documents doctored up, right? Like filing identity theft reports on your behalf, and you don't even know what's in there. You don't know what they're doing on your behalf, and they're doing these things, right? So then you get your credit fixed, and a slew of other things are going on with your information that you know nothing about, and now you go get that card, right? Now you're approved to go get the car. But they did such a good job fixing your up on the dealership lot, right? You look at the car that you like, I'm just going to get a 12K car because I just need to get from point A to point B. The car dealer comes out there and he's like, well, you qualify for a 25K car. You look at the 12K car, you look at the 25K car. Car, you look at the 25K car. And then the car salesman says, you know, if you finance this over 6 months, then the difference in the price points, yes, you came in here wanting only a 12K car, but look at that car. Oh, you look, drive it, feel it, smell it, ride in it. You know you want this 25K car, and don't worry about it because the monthly difference in the payment over 6 years is only $75 more. And then you like, $75? I can do that. Let's be real, sis. Let's be real, bro. You really don't even have money for the 12K car. But you had, you know, elite credit repair. Sorry if it's somebody's really called elite. But you had elite credit repair, docked up your stuff to make you could afford the 12K, but you really can't afford the 12K, and now you done doubled your trouble. So guess what happens? You get the 12K car, you riding high. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Y'all laughing at me. And then what happens? In just a few mere months, because what? You had no education and you don't have the compensation coming in. You don't even have the money to satisfy your current bills. That's how you got in that situation to begin with. So you definitely don't have the money for this 25K car payment. So what happens? You start to be late. You get a repo. And your credit score right where it was before. So now you got no car and bad credit again. So what do you need? You got to go pay somebody else to remove the repo. And the cycle starts all over again. Are you following me, friend? This is how this stuff happens. Mary says, speak. Is this making sense to y'all? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? I want you to talk to your little cousins. I want you to talk to your aunties. I want you to talk to your people in your family when you see them pushing that big body. And you're like, girl, where you get that from? I thought you work at Macy's. I do, but they had a sale. They ain't had that much of a sale. You acting like it was a sale on navel oranges. Now I can see a sale on some good fruit and all of a sudden you eating healthy for a week. But they ain't had that much of a sale for you to be pushing this big body SUV like you don't work at Macy's. But what y'all do? Let's go riding. I'm gonna need y'all to start inquiring with your loved ones about how they accumulating these funds to get this crap. Because it's not worth it. And it's creating a circle that keeps us down, because what most people do is any lump, a tax reform, any government money, they use it to throw. I'm talking to you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Is it clicking now? Is it making sense? And again, I'm not casting no stones, because this is what I used to do. If my credit card got maxed out, you know what I used to be like? Let me get another credit card. Let me find a card with 0% interest, transfer the balance. No, you're just sinking yourself deeper and deeper. Y'all got to put more information in your mind, and you got to get more money in your bank account. There's just no way. Sounds all too familiar, Jacques says. We look at the short term and get hit with the bad part in the longer term. Absolutely. Funny, but not funny. Absolutely. True. So is it starting to click to you why trade line selling is illegal? In essence, what you're doing is telling somebody, I can do it, when you really can't do it. And buying the trade line is only going to hurt you in the long term and get you further and further in debt. And pretty soon, the only qualify for is one of these super high interest rate loans that target only people in certain zip codes. With certain, I used to get those letters in the mail for those loans where they would be like, hey, you need $2,000. I'd be like, shoot, yeah, but the interest rate would be over 200% annualized, and I almost did it. There are people who, if you walk in the cash title pawn place, like, what's up, Kim? That's a problem. This is not Moe's, right? You know, they'd be like, welcome to Moe's. You shouldn't walk in the cash title pawn place like, welcome to Moe's. You shouldn't be that known in them places. They'll be like, hey girl, no, it's not funny. It's not cute. Yes, I need to pay down my credit card ASAP. Yeah, get more money into, because is when you go through that cycle that I just described, you know how most people get themselves out of that rut? They work more hours or they go get a second job. If you make more money, it could put you in a higher tax bracket, which means your taxes go up. So in the long run, you're going to bring home less pay. You probably, if you have kids and you go get that second job, you need a babysitter, or the children are at home by themselves. That makes us fall into a whole nother cycle of problems. We're not even going to deal with the psychology of kids being left at home by themselves with the TV and the internet to babysit them, how that can lead into your child being missing, or just you come home, you don't know your kid against you, and the kid is like, you ain't never here, mom, and you like, but I'm working trying to pay these bills for us, but ain't nobody told you to do all this mess. Ain't nobody told you to do all this. So your kids raising themselves. We're not even gonna get down that rabbit hole. We're not gonna do it this broadcast. But I need y'all to understand all of this stuff is connected, and it's all to keep you and your family down. Stop it with these temporary fixes, because they ain't fixing nothing. I gotta look at my notes. Okay, thank you for the likes. If you haven't clicked that like button on YouTube, please do it. We talked about that. Okay, the good reasons why people need their credit fixed, and I would really just say that's like, if you need to get a job, the things that you should not ask for, yeah, getting a job, that's absolutely ridiculous. But if it's to get something material, you need to get your money up, and you definitely need to learn how to really understand. Yes, facts. Yes. Hey, what's going on, Queen Goddess, the King Advocate? So we talked about why they initially did AUs. And again, it's not a bad thing. When my son turns 13, I'm going to add him on any card that I can add him on, because some allow like 13 and 14. Because by the time my son is 18, I want him to have a good 5 years of good history. Why not? I want him to have a good 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, whatever it should be. I want him to be 18 years old already with good history. Now, let me tell y'all something, okay? Don't be adding your children to your max out cards, because you don't get to pick and choose which part of the history they get to. You don't be like, give them the history, the time, but not my utilization, because I lost my job and I had to use my card. So if your card is maxed out, don't add your child to it. Just shot them in the foot, right? You're trying to help them with the history, but you're hurting them with the utilization. So it's all or nothing. If you are good, then add your children. If you are bad, leave your children alone. Don't bring them in your mess. No, I thought I was helping you. You thought wrong. Okay? So don't do that. We talked about how the authorized users, how that whole thing has been abused. Oh, okay, so here's the other thing, guys. Credit lenders are catching on. So I was talking about this with, shout out to Kakoya. But yeah, as this has been going on, because there's nothing new under the sun, and the minute something is new, it's only going to be new for a very short period of time before it gets real old. So lenders and creditors started to notice, hold up, right? That's all. Hold up. Wait. That's what they were like. Okay, like, let's do the math on this. I already said this. Like, let's say you had no credit history whatsoever, because your parents taught you credit cards are the devil. So you had no credit cards. Then all of a sudden you wake up and like, oh shoot, I actually need credit to maneuver easily and like I want to. Okay, cool. So let me go buy some trade lines. Don't you think it's funny? Would you think it was funny if you were a bank and you looked at the credit report and last month there was nothing there, and this month there was a 20K Amex with 20 years of history? Would you think that was funny? Wouldn't it be like, well, where did this come from? Where this come from? Right? Where did this come from? Black Market Capital said, utilization is not supposed to be on your credit consumer report. But in this video, what we're not, there's a lot of things that should not be. That's not supposed to be. But they're going on. And until people get an understanding of certain things, those are the rules they have to play by. So right now, we are talking about utilization, and we are talking about certain things. They technically, for those of us who have dug deep, right? Even though we know that, right now we are talking, because until you can articulate the rules of the game, you have to play to change them, right? Like, how can I say this in a way that y'all understand? You ever played a game and then somebody like, you can't do that, and then you like, yes you can, and then you read the rules and then you find out, oh shoot, you can't. But the whole time you've been playing with your family, y'all been doing it this way because you didn't know no better, right? So until you understand and have some, like, you read the rules, the CFR, all of those things that we don't read because we don't have time and we just want to get it now, because we're little babies and big bodies, right? Until we get that knowledge, we have to play by the rules that we've been told to play by, that we understand, until we read the rules for ourselves and then start saying, oh, let me cut off this Netflix. Let me cut off this. So let me read this again, and let me read it again, and let me read it to speak better so that I can advocate for myself, so that when I get these people on the phone, so that when I write these letters, so that when I do these things, they will know I'm not the one. Until we get to that point, we have to play by the rules that we know until we know better. Does that make sense? Because we can't just throw there like, this is not supposed to be, this is because somebody else in the comments will take that and run with it, and then they will be, I don't want to mess anybody up. She's just playing. Okay, let me look at these comments. Speaking of comments, let me look at these. And I'm not just want to be sure we throw certain things out in the comments. We got to remember, we got some people on this broadcast that are day one, and we got some people that have been rocking with me for years. So y'all are all at different levels. So we need to kind of give context when we say certain things. Okay? You clowning but preaching. Always, right? Keep coming with the knowledge. Thank you. Wrong to make it right. Everything has to be an honor. That's right, Jennifer. Okay? You can't win a game without knowing the rules. Exactly. Read, know before you go. Exactly, right? Day one are here, see? So we gotta, I don't want to leave, I don't want anybody left behind. So yes, my broadcast will take a little bit longer, but that's okay. If it's not for you, I'm not talking to anybody specifically. I don't have anybody. I'm saying in general, if my long-windedness doesn't suit you, no problem. Click off. YouTube is not a voodoo doll. I don't get a pain when you click off. I don't feel it. I don't even know. I don't even care. So I'm just here to serve the people that want to hear my voice. So I call for such a time as this. This is your calling. Okay, thank y'all so much. So let me go by my notes. We've been on for over an hour. I'm sorry that there was a storm and a lot going on, but hopefully you guys are getting it. So the creditors started to catch on to this, right? Oh, good. Y'all are getting other books in the series, right? Oh, you love my videos? I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Black Market Capital. So y'all laughing at me. But the lenders and the banks, they're starting to catch on to this. So that's why now there's been a change in how the trade lines are viewed on the credit report. Is it a primary trade line, see, or a secondary, an authorized user? So now to look at, are you the primary account holder, meaning that account was gotten, that's so country. That account was, that's you, right? You went and got it. Or are you a secondary? Are you an authorized user? And they're starting to balance it accordingly. Whereas before it wasn't like that. But a lot of these trade line brokers, man, wheeling and dealing, spicing and dicing information. So now they do look at authorized users like, you got a whole credit report full of authorized user accounts? Yeah, that don't really mean that you that good. So what it used to be given. the buying and the selling of the trade lines and things of that nature. On top of that, I'm gonna not lie to you. A lot of those people that do that brokering, that's a job, y'all. They got spreadsheets. They trying to keep track of who got what, because you got to know, like, some credit card companies don't play that at all. They don't play that AU crap. All right. So there have been instances where somebody's like, man, you can sell those slots. Here you go. You like, okay, let me get a quick. I got 4 slots. I can sell them at $300 a piece. You saying that $1,200 a month? What? That's my rent. So you mean I can sell you these slots and basically have my rent paid? Now, in theory, that sounds great, right? Shoot, yeah. Extra $1,200, and you're not going to send the person the card. The card is, so there's no risk, right? Wrong, right? If you are, depending on the bank that you're dealing with, they see an influx of, again, let's common sense, class. Let's think about this. If you the bank, right? If we got the bank of who I'm going to use, right? I get a credit card from the bank of Queen Goddess, right? So Queen Goddess Bank is looking at this account, and they see that Harmon got new authorized users every 3 months. Wait a minute. Hold up. Every 3 months, Harmon's account got a new rotation of authorized users. What's going on with Harmon? Because y'all gotta understand, all this stuff is governed by computers, right? And computers be computering, right? Algorithms be algorithming, okay? So look at them roots. Shout out to Kakoya, my hairstyle, and my retwister. But that's what they do. So anything that is out of the pattern of normal usage causes a spike, causes a red flag, causes a ding, ding, ding. Look over here at me. I'm sticking out because I'm doing what most of my other accountants don't do. Look at me. I'm abnormal. Look at me. So when the Bank of Queen Goddess says, hold on, that person puts 1 or 2 authorized users. Maybe you have a baby every 2 years, and so there might be a period of 5 to 7 years putting on a new person, a new kid every 2 years, because you was getting it in there for about a good 10 years, right? You and the wifey. So that's normal. You got 5 kids, maybe in 10 years, you put a kid on every 2 years. But who was putting 3 to 5 or 10 people on every 3 months? What's going on? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Hello? So guess what would happen when that notification would come up in the system? Now, the Bank of Queen Harris says, shut the card down. Close the account. Something's going on. Something's going on over there. We ain't got time to figure out. Just close the account. So there are some people who were approached by somebody, went to a Facebook group, or they went online somewhere, or they got in a Telegram chat somewhere, and they were told, hey, you got good credit, you can sell your slots and make easy money, and I'll find the people. You ain't got to do nothing but give me the authorization to act on your behalf and add AUs to your account, and I'll cut you a check every month. And then all of a sudden you look up and their account is closed. Now guess what? The original person done lost all that history. They done lost the use of that card, and now their credit standing, their consumer report, is not as good as it once was. And now they're gonna find themselves in the same position as the people that they were helping out. Way unscathed. The broker, they're like, oh, my bad. Do you think you can take them to court and sue them for selling you a trade line? But I doubt. Even if I could, I wouldn't. That would be like, because they gave you some bad crack rock, right? Technically, you got a case, because you should have, quality goods and services. But legally, not the brightest. I don't think that fare out well in court. This is waste. I deserve it. Might just want to not file that case. Y'all laughing at me. But do you get what I'm saying? Okay? So, potentially, you think there's no downside if you're the person selling the bots. There is. You can have your account shut down. So, again, I ask you, like, is it worth it? And goodness knows, with the influx of the FTC, the AG, the BBB, all the alphabet crew, looking at how prevalent credit repair has become, how much it is costing, it's costing people on both sides, y'all. But it's costing a lot of you consumers. Like I said, I had people on my list who said they had sent thousands to the credit game for different services and packages and things of that nature. That's money that's just gone. So, it's costing you too when this goes on. All right? It's so much more cost effective for you to just learn this stuff, especially if you learn it with the heart to share it. If not share it with the world, at least share it with your immediate family so that the future generations can do better than you did. Okay? So put your family in the game. All right? So, wow, thanks for explaining this. I literally had never heard of any of this. Carolyn, it's been a lot of mentoring and talking to people who have done it right, people who have done it wrong. I have sat at the feet of Derek Harper while he went line by line. Like in the span of a week, he had accounts frozen. Man, it was so, I can't even get into all of it. There's a reason why I keep saying his name. Again, when somebody has been through the fire and made it out alive, and now he teaches this stuff from the perspective of here is how you stay compliant. Not here's how you make the most money in the shortest period of time. That's where a lot of people teach it. They teach it from that perspective. Man, in 6 months you could quit your job. In a year you could No. Derek Harper teaches it from the perspective of here is how you can help people and stay compliant. That's why when a lot of y'all are like, I need to call you, I'll pay you. Nope. You can't pay me. Because for you to come back, like I said, half the time, y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. The other half of the time, y'all want to talk to somebody for an hour to fix a problem that you have been creating for the last 30 years. That doesn't even add up. I'm not a magician, right? A lot of time y'all want to pay somebody for the result, not understanding that the result takes a lot more than the time that you paid them for. So yeah, I'm all about compliance because it's not worth it. And if you ever do a good enough job like you hope to do to where you become some mega, eventually all eyes on me, like Tupac, right? And then your butt gonna be in trouble with FTC just like the credit game. But Kim, it's other people in my state and they not in trouble. They're not big enough yet. And they probably never will be big enough because most people are only doing it to finance their lifestyle and get a few $1,000s. But like, I think the credit game got what, 15 million in 15 months. Anyway, I think we're pretty much done. I'm just going to look over my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. I already talked about how they're catching on and what they're doing about it. The real answer, again, y'all, is more compensation, this credit situation. Now, another route that you can go is really attacking this from the perspective of consumer protection laws. If you understand consumer protection laws, what credit really is, what it means to be a consumer, when you are the consumer, when you are the creditor, and those, now that's going to take, for most of you, years of study. Is it worth it? I don't know. Only you can answer that. Is it worth it to you? I don't know. That is where you can really start to combat these creditors and lenders by saying, deny. And you can say, who the heck are you to deny me? And then you can hold their feet to the fire with the USCs. What is it? You use the CFRs, but then regulations and USCs and stuff like that. That's a whole nother conversation that most people are not willing to have. So most of y'all are going to play the credit game, not the channel, the credit game figuratively, right? Not literally. Okay, so you're going to have to play that. You're not going to be able to get into this consumer protection room. And even if you get into it, you're not going to last, because it really takes a serious process of unlearning to relearn. But that is a route that you can go. That's more so touching on what the gentleman said earlier, where utilization shouldn't be a clue. You should never be denied a credit card, ever. You shouldn't be denied a credit card. But I can't get into why that is. Those who know, AYK. If you know, you know, right? But that's something totally different. Any references or books you would suggest? I would suggest the laws for sure. If you start and I will tell you this, the names of the laws are pretty straightforward. Truth in Lending Act. If you're getting something on credit, Truth in Lending Act, right? Then from Truth in Lending Act, let's go into, once you get the thing on credit, what happens? It's usually reported on your credit report, your consumer report, excuse me. It's usually reported on your consumer report. So then we go to what? The Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. And then what? A lot of times it goes on your credit report, it go to collections, because most of us ain't making enough money. So it's only a matter of time before that crap end up in collections. So then what we get? The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the FDCPA, right? And in the meantime, in between time, we have things like the Credit Repair Organizations Act, CROA. I had never even heard of CROA until Derek Harper. CROA is where you're going to find the law that says you should not be paying in advance for credit repair. So if any of y'all who have paid in advance for credit repair, go to CROA, the Credit Repair Organizations Act, get the laws out of there, go to the person that you paid in advance for repairing your credit and get your money. You can take that to the bank. And the only reason why the credit game was brought up on charges is because enough people got tired and they reported this to the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. If you do not know the purpose of the FTC, I need y'all to go look up these departments. The FTC, Federal Trade Commission. Look up the AG, the Attorney General for your state, for the United States, if you so please. Look up the OCC, Office of the Currency Controller, something. Somebody gonna be like, she don't know what she's talking about. She can't even say it. I had a brain fart. Go look it up for yourself. But the OCC, right? Look up all these things, y'all. And I'm telling you, you will learn so much. You don't even have to spend a dime if you don't want to. You can literally just go to these websites and read what's on the site. Now, is it this is not waiting to exhale reading, right? This is not that. This literature is not sexy, right? So make sure you caffeinated or whatever. See my stuff or make sure you got some energy, because it ain't sexy reading. But if you read it enough, and I'm telling you, some of these laws, you're going to see stuff in there and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was here. TSRA, right? Derek Harper, what was TSRA stood for? Because that's what a lot of these credit repair people, they're going to be brought up on TSRA violations as well. And I got something for... excuse me. It's like the telecommunications, something. Dang it. Because we talked about this in my text message masterclass. Like, that's the reason why I use the service that I use, because you cannot be brought up on charges with them. They prevent you from having your messages marked as spam, because people have to opt in. I can't add anybody to my text list. You have to add yourself. When you opt in, it's implied consent. That keeps me in compliance with TSRA, right? And so a lot of these new gurus, they'll have one business today and then another business tomorrow, and then they just take this list and import it into that list. So you used to pay them for this thing, and now they're like, hey, now I do credit repair. Did you know that? And you like, okay. But they're not supposed to initially contact you if you didn't give them permission to. So that's another violation. So all of these things, y'all, like, when you're running a legitimate credit repair business, there's so many things that you have to, so many, oh gosh, record keeping, and you'll never hear anybody talk about this. But again, Derek Harper talks about it. Not, and certain things, let me be clear with y'all too. Certain information will not be free. Certain information will not be free. So yeah, there were paid mentorships that I got in with, worth every penny, because he really broke this stuff down on a granular level. Everybody else that talked about credit repair made it sound super sexy to me, and I knew in my spirit, like, this ain't all the way right. So when I found Derek Harper, I started paying for his mentorships, his masterminds, and we had some real conversations about what he went through with, what he had to do on those RICO charges for credit repair here in Georgia, and how he was able to live another day freely, walk in the streets free, and what he learned from that experience, and how he has helped other people to be in compliance with doing, man, it was all worth it. And like I said, I only tell you about those three: TILA, FDCPA, and FCRA, but there are many, many, many others. But if you start with those laws that I just named, that is what you should be reading. But Kim, I read it and I don't understand it. Look up every word. Google it. YouTube. Find somebody whose message you resonate with, someone who is a truth teller. I share a lot of YouTube channels on my text list of people that are very good and who know more than me. I'm not stingy with them. I'm not like, no, you're my people. I'm going to keep, I'm not going to share any information with y'all until I learn it and I can monetize money off of you. I don't do, if I don't know something, I'm like, oh, this person is good. I've shared their video with you so you can get their knowledge too. If I like the way that they communicate, if I like the way that they articulate, if I see that they have a teacher's heart and they have results, they have receipts, I've shared that with y'all. So follow those rabbit holes. And the best thing I can tell y'all is go back and watch prior videos. A lot of questions that I get, I have broken it down to the nitty gritty in a prior video. And y'all say, hey, can you call me? No, I am not stopping from watching Family Feud with my grandmother to call you to tell you something that I already recorded in a video. No. And I can't even call you because I don't have your phone number. If you're on my text list, it's encrypted. I know y'all think I have the phone number. I don't. You don't have my phone number, even though you think I do. And I don't have your phone number, okay? What was the site for paying for credit repair in environment? It's not a site. It's a law, Credit Repair Organizations Act, CROA. Okay, CROA equals Credit Repair Organizations Act. And I'm telling y'all, once y'all get into this, but I wasn't saying that with an attitude, Kiana Lachey. Sometimes my emphasis just be snappy. But I'm glad you asked that, but it's not a site, okay? So a lot of times when you go to these laws, read the footnotes too, y'all, okay? And go, one law is going to, I'm telling y'all, the rabbit hole goes deep. And if you find some good people that just in the general discussion, they're going to say something and you're going to be like, what? And you write it down, look it up. All somebody say, and we inbox that person and be like, you tell me what this means? And then we be like, day 1 of waiting, day 2 of waiting, day 3 of waiting. And then we go in their inbox again and put question mark to let them know I asked you a question, you didn't answer it. Day 5 of waiting. Stop doing that. Doing that. If you see somebody and they popping, they got a lot of people in their comments, they got a lot of people watching, chances are they busy in the amount of time that you was waiting. Then y'all get in their comments, I DM'd you. I'm watching Love and Marriage Huntsville, and this is how I give my brain a break with some good old raunchy reality. I'm watching Melody and Tisha. No, I'm not calling you who I don't know to talk about your situation, because if I had that type of time and I wanted to give it to anybody, I give it to my sister. I give it to my mama. I give it to anybody else in my family right now who needs my help, not you. And I love you, but I'm not, no. I know you DM'd me. Or I don't know you DM'd me. Either way, I don't care. Whether I know you DM'd me or you didn't. You think I'm paying for a text list for all my people to go to? Those are the people that I give priority to. You think I'm paying for a text list to still check my DMs? No, that's why I'm paying for the text list. Because I wasn't checking my DMs. But I don't want to be on your text list. I'm on too many text lists. Well, there you go. thing. Stop. What was that you were drinking? Y'all, okay, let me tell y'all right now. Right now, I'm drinking Body Armor Light with Fruit Punch Detox Tea. Okay? I have to say this because I have had multiple videos where y'all like, what was that herb? What was that in that pack? And I need y'all to know I have multiple videos going on platforms at different times. So unless you tell me the video, see, this is what I mean by communication. Y'all, we gotta do a better job communicating. So what was that book? Wake up! The book you just posted about. Sometimes I post about a certain book on Facebook and it might be different on Instagram or it might be different on YouTube. It's a reason for that. But I need y'all to understand that when you're talking to somebody, you need to be very clear in your communication if you want an answer. Half the time I would answer y'all, but I can't because your question is not clear. So when you say, what you were drinking? Drinking where? On that video. Which video? The one you just did. What? Because sometimes I'll do a video on Facebook and it won't hit YouTube for another 3-4 days. So this is what I'm by clearing your communication. I drink detox tea daily as well as a bunch of water to flush out. Okay? So, I'm gonna go back and watch your videos on credit. Yes, please do. I've done videos a lot of times. That's how I get my information is when y'all I'll be like, that's a good video topic. So like somebody was like, where do I start when I get my credit report? So I cut a video literally like, here's where you start when you get a credit report, like that. How do you get your credit report? Some of y'all have asked for help with your credit, and even though I'm not going to call you, I will ask you, do you have your 3 credits? No. So don't you think that's a good place to start? Because even if I said, hey, today I got time, cuz. And I said, let's jump on the phone right quick. First thing I'm going to do is say, you got your 3 reports in front of me? Oh, well, I don't have them yet. Well, then. Okay, so how you can prevent staying away from scammers, stay away from anybody who makes you guaranteed claims. Y'all, even if they deliver, chances are they did it in a way that you don't want to know, but you need to know because you could be hemmed up in some, like I'm telling y'all, the more this goes on, you could be, who knows? You could be brought up on charges. The law, this you knew when you engaged with them that I'm not that has happened, but I'm just saying you don't want to be, anytime you have a feeling like this sounds too good to be true, just stay away from it. Don't pay for credit repair on a time schedule too, y'all, because what incentive do they have to work quickly, right? It's just like if you have somebody working on your house and they're like, you're gonna pay us every single month, and there's no schedule. Like if you're skilled in real estate, then you know you do disbursements based on the method of work completed. Like there's a timeline for the work completed, for the remodeling, for the modifications, and the GC, the general contractor, gets out in disbursements so that he can pay other contractors. Of course, it's in a repair organizations, they're telling you, well, we got to send out 1 letter at a time. No, you don't. A lot of times they're sending canned letters though, and their letters come in a certain format, in a certain template that is easily read by the OCR system. So yes, their letters do get flagged. And yes, they might have to slow it down. But think about it. If I'm paying you per month, and we already know that if a regular person is doing it, it might take you like 3 rounds of going back and forth with the CRAs and the furniture. CRAs is credit reporting agencies. Some of y'all refer to them as bureaus, but we shouldn't be doing that. You love listening to me talk. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jameer Moore. I appreciate it. But if a regular person who knows what they're doing, they're still going to take about a good few months to get all their stuff cleaned up, right? So a credit repair organization that is helping thousands of clients, they ain't got time to be writing your letter like you write your letter. They're going to use a canned letter. And that letter, I just told y'all that when a certain same thing come into a system, the system goes, hold on. Me, I look just like all the thousands that are. So that's why even some of y'all that take these, that listen to these people on these platforms, and then they show you a letter, and then they say, hey, y'all, this letter, you screenshot it, you screen record it, and you use it anyway. That's why you'll send a letter to the CRA, the credit reporting agency, and they'll say, send in your identification because we think you're a credit reporting agency. Don't think you're you. And you're like, but how can they say I'm not me? Because you're not talking like you. You're not acting like you. You're acting like that canned letter that you just got off of that person's Facebook Live, that you saw that person's Instagram post. Be you. Tell your story. Talk like you talk. Talk it like I talk it. Walk it like I walk it. Right? If I were to write a letter to the credit reporting agency, you know what I would be like? I'd be like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? I'm out here. I'm a single parent. I'm trying to support my son. The last thing I do with my money, because I don't already have time. I don't have time to be going back and forth with y'all. And y'all know, according to the Credit Reporting Act, and I would cite the violation and be. But the first thing I would start with is, what y'all doing? What y'all doing over there, Experian? Now I'm putting you on notice that I have to, if I have to take this to trial, I already ain't got no time because I'm trying to raise this boy of mine. But if I have to take y'all to trial, I'm going for damages. I'm not coming by myself. I'm coming with a consumer advocate in my state. I'm coming, I'm bringing you up on these violations. And if you don't do this by this time, that's going to happen. And I'm coming with reinforcement. I would talk like how I talk. Oh, just like on this video, that's how I talk on that letter. Y'all not doing it. Y'all using canned template letters and you sounding like an agency. That's why they don't think you're a person. That's why they don't think you're a consumer. That's why it's taking longer for you to send in your identification to prove that you are who you are. And they still don't believe you even when you send in your identification sometimes. Now that's on them because that's when they really playing games, and they do that to discourage a lot of y'all. And that's when y'all get discouraged because y'all like, I sent in my identification and they still don't believe me. What do I do? That's when you let them know. Now hold up now. I know for a fact y'all running game. How you gonna tell me I am not me when you got my ID? Now I know you're playing games, and just so that you know I'm not the one to back down, I don't take this crap lightly. I don't got time to be going back and forth with you, Equifax, Equifake. So let me tell you what's gonna happen now. Now that you done sent back proof to me, for me to use an evidence in court to show that you playing games by trying to tell me I'm not me when clearly I done sent you my ID, this will be marked exhibit number 1 to the judge. And you can tell the judge why you think I'm not me when clearly I am, according to my ID. I bet you they give you a response there. But see, that's not what y'all say. Y'all be like, Kim, what do I do? They said I'm me. I DM'd you. Shit. Well, are you you? Then I shouldn't have to tell you what to do. All right. Don't pay for services without fully understanding how they plan to help you, okay? What? You gonna get me to an 800? Well, how you doing that? Don't worry about it. Just know I'm good at what I do. Wrong. No ma'am, Pams. No spam. No, nothing. No. Don't worry about it. This is my life. What you mean don't worry about it? Don't fall for that, y'all. Okay? And then this is the other thing that I'm happy I wrote this down. This is the other thing about credit repair, because some of y'all earlier said, and I know we're going long, I'm almost done, but this is important, y'all. Some of y'all earlier said you paid for credit repair and you did get what you paid for, because there are instances where people have paid with credit repair and they're like, my score shot up, and I inevitably ask all of these people later, well, is your score still there? No, it went down again in a few months. You know why? Because the root of the problem is still the root of the problem. You cannot fix the fruit without fixing the root. Okay? So again, if you don't know what you're doing and you don't have money coming in, then even your good credit in a few months gonna be bad credit again. But and you got your credit fixed, and you like, what? I never had a 783. I never had a 783, and neither does anybody in my family. 783 is me, right? Y'all like that, my little impromptu song? Let's say ask you. Let me ask you about this. And this is for my consumer protection people. And if you don't know what consumer protection is, I've done videos on it. But what if that 783 that they got you? Like, what's your plan with that 783, right? Because if it's just bragging rights, then you a damn fool. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Don't nobody care. Because like I said, if you don't have the income to go with that 783, you still ain't getting nothing. So what's your plan with that 783? The reason why I'm asking you this is because the majority of the time, the person or the agency that you paid to get you to 783, I want y'all to listen to me carefully. The majority of the time, they got you there by erasing evidence that could have paid you thousands of dollars in FCRA and FDCPA violations. I'm going to say that again, people who are still here, for the people who have lasted an hour and a half on this replay, because if you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, you just had a serious aha moment. Even if the person or the agency that you paid gave you your money's worth, chances are they did so using processes and systems that deleted, erased, or did not provide you with a trail of evidence that was there. The repair process that they used that could have paid you thousands, for some people 6 figures, in FCRA and FDCPA, which is Federal Credit Reporting and Federal Debt Collection Practices Act violations. So in the process of fixing your crap, they deleted, you don't have the evidence that could put big money in your pocket. I got a text from Jay today. I got to look at it. I saw it came through on my Mary Stewart. You like that? She said Jim's there. I think that went over a lot of people's heads. But IYKYK, if you know, you know. If you've been listening to me, then you know. Okay? Hold on. What Jeremy Moore said? That looked like a juicy comment. Let me go back. What you talking about? Okay, deadly venom horror snake bite. I don't know why your name makes me happy. You said you did the brain explosion. I never thought of that. A lot of people don't think of it. That's why I'm glad you're here. That's why I'm glad. But you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know this stuff before I knew it, and it was somebody else that put me on. So don't worry about it. But you're here to receive it. So do me a favor, share it with somebody else. It's Wolf. Hey, Wolf. Okay, I'm a single father of 3. I'm trying to get my credit. Oh, hats off to you. Thank you, brother, for being a good parent. I hope you're getting child support. He's still alive. I'm sorry. I don't know people's situation. Okay, let me read your comment. I'm a single father of 3. I'm trying to get my credit right and start my business up. I'm tired of working for the government. Yeah, I totally understand you. I'm a single parent of 1, so I can't imagine being a single parent of 3. But what I said is true. If the mother of these children is alive, I hope you're getting child support, because I hate that a lot of guys don't even ask for it. I do not think that's right. I think that anybody who produces a child should be helping with that child in every way that they can. And if they're not mentally there to be with them, I'm not trying to get in your business, but I am getting in your business, because I don't say this enough. And I have actually had a lot of single fathers reach out to me. I don't know what kind of club y'all in, where y'all think that the mothers don't have to pay, but and if she's a good woman and something happened and she's not here in her physical form, well then I apologize. I don't know the situation, but I'm just saying. Okay, Lee Cox said, I'm following Derek Harper, and because of you, I joined his credit repair thing. So let me tell you something funny about that, Lee Cox. So Derek Harper. Derek Harper has, I paid to become a part of his credit repair university, because I'm literally going to have a site exactly like that. So mine is I won't say it because I'm working with his developers right now. get everything straightened up for my site, because that is the service that I will be offering my audience to stay in compliance. But I have a number of people that I put on to Mr. Harper, and they signed up with his site, which I'm totally cool with. And already they have had great results, and they said great things. So I cannot wait to release mine to y'all, so y'all can sign up with me, bring me the testimonials, and everybody's happy and in compliance. So I am so happy. How long have you been with it, Lee? And what's been your experience? I would love to know. I would love for you to give me a testimonial too, if you're open to that. Nice words. I'm in a credit restoration business, MLM. Learned a lot, but you teach more than them on the subject in a way. Oh, wow. Oh, I said Jeremy. It's Jameer. I'm so sorry about that. I just was looking. These big eyes don't work all the time like they should. But thank you so much, product-based MLM. And the problem with MLMs, and for those of you who do not know, an MLM stands for multi-level marketing. You know how I was talking about more information, more compensation? Multi-level marketing, network marketing, that is a way that I got more compensation to fix my situation. This right here, MLM. Been with this MLM since 2015. This MLM paid my divorce lawyer. This MLM financed my education. Like all this stuff that I'm telling you guys about is because I paid to get in certain Zooms. I paid to get on certain webinars. I paid to get in certain virtual rooms with people to share information with me that they never would share for free on these social media platforms. I had to pay to get into those rooms. So I totally get what you're saying, Jameer. The great thing about MLM is that there's no limit, there's no cap, right? And it gives you a way to quickly make some money if you're willing to do the work. The bad thing about MLMs is that they run themselves like an MLM instead of running themselves like a real business. I run my MLM like a real business because guess what? It is. So I'm happy you're here, Jameer, and thank you. Thank you for saying that. A lot of people watch me, but they make no comments, and that's okay. I do that sometimes too if I'm like doing stuff. Like no harm, no foul. But so many people show me so much love than the haters. I have really had to reprogram myself to focus on y'all than them, the distract. But I appreciate you. You understand I'm on my job. Okay. Oh, are you on my list? Single parent of 3 with a government job. Are you on my list? If so, can you please like message me and say I'm the one that you were talking to in the comments so I can connect? Because y'all's YouTube names don't be matching y'all's community text list names that I know y'all by, right? I've been in the program at least 3 months now, and my credit went from 580 to 683. Lee Cox, are you on my list? Can you please reach out to me? Because I can't message y'all on YouTube. I don't know if y'all know that. I can't message y'all like, yeah, I can't really connect with y'all like I want to. Can you, if you're on my list, can you message me and say or whatever? Or I was just now talking to you. 3 months from 580 to 683. See, yeah, I need to talk to you. Yes, say it again. I'm getting mine for everything. I'm going to get it. Y'all better listen up. Good. Thank you, Black Market Capital. Candace Marquette said, I just got an email from the credit game. It was a TRO that the FTC is suing them. Now, see, TRO, temporary restraining order? What is that? Candace, tell me, because that's the first thing I think of when I hear TRO. You tell me what you mean, because it can't be restraining order, but my brain is working to think of anything else that TRO stands for. And then she said, ooh, Candace, I want to talk to you, Candace, if you don't mind. Are you on my text list? If not, can you text me at 404-383-5953? I'm going to put it in the chat. Y'all, I'm so happy tomorrow. My virtual assistant starts. He already messaged me. Hey, hello, ma'am. I look forward to growing your business. So he'll be helping me with this. You're on my list, Lee Cox. Okay, please, can you text me like right now so I don't have to like go and find you? And well, homeschool, don't be doing that. Y'all know, like I'm from the South and I'm nosy. Don't be retracting messages because I want to know what you said. What you said that you had to take back real quick. See this vein popping? That's how you know. Oh, it means temporary restraining order. I'm surprised that you got a message from the credit game because a lot of people were, oh, thank you, homeschool. No, thank you, bad news, because I forgot. I started typing it and then I forgot. My text list number is, y'all know I got the attention span of a fly, 404-383-5953. Bam. Since ain't nobody put it in there for me, somebody could have helped the sister out. I appreciate you so much. Well, then show it. No, I'm just saying. I know y'all are caught up in the rapture of this YouTube live. Y'all don't know nothing about that Anita Baker. Side note, I've been playing like old school music for my son. He is so mad at me, but I'm like, you gonna grow up on this music I grew up on. You gonna know these goodies. I'll be damned in 20 years from now, you talking about you missed the good old days with Lil Baby. That's what you not gonna do. He's so over it. He's so over it. Regina Belle, Anita Baker. I'd be like, Alexa. My son be like, oh gosh. All right. I'm not on your list. What I need to do, I would like to join you soon. Oh, hold on. So 1,000 to 15,000, yes, violations. What? I never finished what Candace said. She said, yeah, I paid a lot of money to the credit game and tried to get it back. So glad the Most High has my back. Yeah, Candace, I want to talk to you because I would really like to know. I would like to interview the 2 people on my list who said that they paid money to the credit game. I want to talk to them, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to feel like, I don't want to feel stupid. But you're not alone. Do y'all know I've been scammed in other things before? You know, I know so many people. I don't know anybody who hasn't done something. So you're never alone. And the more we're vocal about this, and I always try to be respectful of people and give a perspective to help other people. It's not about you. It's about helping other people. I'm not fussing at you, Candace. I'm just saying, if you're open to it, if you're not, I totally understand. But if you are, I would love to talk to you. And it doesn't even have to be where you show your face. You guys know a lot of times I just get my second phone and I do a phone interview where it's only your voice. And there have been plenty of people who have done phone interviews with me while I'm on video. But those are always the most impactful videos. Those are always the ones where I get comments. People, they like my message, but when they hear from y'all, it hits different. It hits different. When they talking to a third party in front of the audience, it hits so much more real to them. Otherwise, all I have is a bunch of stories where I'm like, this one person said, somebody on my list this, somebody in my comments that. But when they hear y'all actually saying it out of your own mouth, it hits different. And you can really help some people. Okay? When I tried to put it 404-383-5953. Yeah, it's a text list. When I tried to put in your number, it wouldn't show up. I don't know what you mean by wouldn't show up, Michelle Justice. I'm texting you after this live. It's a 92. Okay, number, it'll be encrypted. I won't see any part of your number unless you put the number in the text message. That's the only way I see the number. But Faith said, hey, I got your text, girl. I can't believe this. Yeah, just text you. We'll talk. I'm cool with whatever you want to do. Thank you, Candace. All right, I really like that because I didn't mean to put you on spot. I'm try to be respectful of people's privacy. When I enter your number and hit send, I see it, but the people in chat don't see it. No. I don't really understand what you're saying. My text list is not like it's not like Telegram, okay? It is a one, when I message out to the group, everybody sees it. And then I can message to specific groups. Like some days I message the credit group, the Amazon group, the business tips group, the whatever group, right? When you respond on my text list, it only comes to me. The other 3,000 people won't see it. Because, man, some of y'all be telling me juicy stuff. I'm happy that only I see it. Because I'll be like, dang, you telling me that? You don't even know me. But y'all be feeling comfortable. So I be getting my Yalavanzat on at times. But, yeah, the text list is something that I pay for. Again, shout out to the CashApp Crew that supports me by sending donations to $BetterBodyCrew. But yeah, the way it works is to protect y'all because good knows all 3,000 people saw what y'all sent. I would like that. Okay. I'm out. Gotta go eat. Candace, you and me both, sis. I'm about to be out too. But I'll talk to you. Candace, don't play. So this was a good conversation. We were on here for almost 2 hours. That is, I think, one of my record lives. We went over a lot. Anybody else would have done this in a series of videos put out over 5 days or something. Oh, Michelle said I'm gonna start donating once I move and get settled. Well, congratulations on the move, and I appreciate you for saying that. Totally cool. Okay. But I'm just gonna check one more, make sure I didn't miss anything. Did you all find this helpful? Was this information that you knew? I want you to drop down below. What was the biggest gem you took away from this broadcast? The most important thing that you learned. What was the biggest gem you took away from this broadcast? Yeah. And lastly, again, if you got scammed, or if you feel like you got scammed, I should say, by the credit game. And again, I watch this channel. I never sent him $1. I watch a lot of people on social media. Very few people do I actually pay. And the ones I pay big time. Once I find you and you're good, you deserve all my money. Because by the time I pay you, I know that you're the real deal. Okay? But I don't pay a lot of people. But if you feel like you gave the money, you didn't, and you feel like you need to be abreast of what's going on with this Federal Trade Commission FTC case with the credit game, you literally can go to any one of their websites. The YouTube channel is still up. I haven't had a video in 2 weeks, but if you click on any one of the videos that take you to their link, the FTC has now taken over their link. So you can't access any of the credit games, Lambo package, Maserati package. Do y'all know somebody in the comments of another YouTube videos? Because I just found out there's somebody called the Credit Crusader, and he dedicated himself to taking down the credit game, and people were coming and giving him stories. So there was apparently like a credit game. It's $5,000. Now let me tell you something. I have given $5,000 to one person before. So I'm not shading anybody who has invested $5,000 in stuff. But I wonder, what were they supposed to get for the doctorate? I don't know. And the $5,000 that I paid $5,000 to multiple people. Not like I got it like that, but I'm just saying that was a lot of these tea bags. But everybody I've definitely worked, because like I said, I vet them for a while, and I look at not only the course content but also the community and a number of factors before I give somebody my money. But yeah, if you feel like you want to be kept in the loop, then go to any one of their websites, and then you're going to be rerouted to the FTC, because the FTC has taken over their websites to prevent anybody else from paying them. So, dang, Mike, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Because they got $15 million in 15 months. If you go into jail, or if you shut down forever, if all of your accounts are frozen, I'm not shading nobody. I'm just like, man, I think people just be real quick, I'm most definitely going to have you as a guest on my show when I relaunch next month. Okay, Queen Goddess. All right, I'm going to have to check out your channel. It's a scam if they make promises or guarantees. Yeah, I'm not too big on promises or guarantees. That's why with me, I don't do that. I'd be like, listen, it's on you. I don't know you. I don't know how you function. I don't know. From the information that I share, I'm like, take it and do what you do. I don't know what's going to happen with you. I'm just telling you what happened with me. I'm just telling you what happened with this person. Even with my product-based business, I'm like, it'd be like, I need to get summertime fine. Listen, I don't know your body. I don't know what meds you on. I don't know how you sleep. I don't know if you got a ratchet man who got you stressed out, that all the fat is just accumulating in your belly, and it's stress fat. Okay, you ain't gonna blame that on this tea. So I know it worked for me. I know it worked for them. I don't know about you. I ain't no doctor. I never make promises. I never make guarantees. And believe it or not, actually, what leads to sell a lot of this, everything that I sell a lot of, because I'm always like, People are like, you're so real, and I'm like, yeah, y'all ain't hemming me up. Because I got proof where I done told you, I don't know. But try it and see how it works for you. If it don't work, don't keep paying me. If it do work, then come on, friend. So I go the total opposite way of promises and guarantees. Because me all hemmed up. I got time. I got to be here for my son. Okay, I ain't fooling with y'all. And I also don't like to deal with people who say, I really hope this work, Kim. This is my last. No, ma'am. You know what, ma'am? I'm not comfortable. Because I done been in that position where this was all. That's a horrible person to do business with. Somebody who gonna give you their last. Now, yes, there are stories of people like, I took my rent money and then I turned it into a millionaire. But they few and far between. There are few and far Cardi B's. I was a hoe in the strip club and now I'm the most renowned blah, 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 blah. Those are her words, not my words, right? But most people still in and all of the Cardi B got their teeth fixing on the red carpets. They still sliding down the pole, right? That's the majority. So I don't focus on the minority. If it's your last, keep it. I want your overflow. Don't ask, because that's too much pressure. And you ain't gonna pay me your last and then think you owe me. I gave you my $20, so I'm gonna need you to call me. My lunch break is between 12 and 1. Bye. Girl, bye. I don't know what you think this is. I'm gonna watch the replay and then let you know. Okay. Peace Goddess, stay focused, very knowledgeable. The biggest jump for me was not to pay someone I don't see doing it themselves, because they'll have you in a jam with your info. That's right. That's right, bro. Okay, good. They are located in my county. Reason I'm just like WTW. Okay, I don't be speaking like internet slang too much. What WTW mean? I'm sorry. All my acronyms are like consumer protection stuff. If it ain't a USC or a CFR, I don't know. What is WTW? What? I don't know. I just texted. All right. Hey, what's going on, Coach Anderson? All right. I'm trying not to miss anybody. First step to work on your credit is to get your credit report, right? Understanding your credit and how to use credit. Deletion when fixing credit means compensation, right? Deletion is admission. When you say, hey, this wasn't supposed to be here. And they be like, you right, my bad. Don't be like, ooh, yay, I gotta win. No. Go get your money, friend. Go get your money. Deletion is admitted. Is admission. If you say it's not supposed to be on my credit consumer report, and they say, oh, you right, my bad, then you say, all right, now pay me. Because see, if I had not gotten this off, and if I had not been paying attention, see, you've been costing me interest rates. You've been costing me denials. You've been costing me. Study these laws, see what those violations entitle you to. Sometimes the debt collector. Sometimes, guess what? You get 2 for the price of 1. The debt collector and the CRA, right? Sometimes you get Midland and Equifax. Sometimes you get 4 for the price of 1, right? You can sue all 3 CRAs. And if it's Capital One reports to all 3 credit reporting agencies. Y'all do know that all of your credit cards don't report to all of the credit reporting agencies, right? You might have one credit card I have one card that only reports to Equifax. Now, Capital One reports to all 3, right? So let's say Capital One out here wilding out. And I tell the CRAs, the credit reporting agencies, and they Capital One, hey, did you verify this? And Capital One, yeah, what we said is if Capital One goes all 3 CRAs and says, yes, if they pull a Nene, I said what I said. And then all 3 CRAs come back and say, debt validated. And then you go back and say, because see, some of y'all stop right there. They validated the debt, Kim. What do? I DM'd you. Well, what does the law say about validating the debt? What does the law say about the debt collector validating the debt? And what does the law say about the CRAs doing a re-investigation? Because they were supposed to do an initial investigation. What does the law say about that? See, if you go study those laws, and what I really meant to say is, say Capital One sold the debt to a third-party debt collector, right? And then But if you go back and you look at the laws, what him? Well, for the credit reporting agencies, guess what we look. the Credit Reporting Act, right? FTC, yeah, FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act. We will look at that for them. And then for the debt collector, if Capital One sold it to Midland, then we'll look at the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, right? It's in the name. That's why it's named that. Debt Collection Practices Act for debt collectors. Credit Reporting Act for credit reporting errors, right? But if you look back and you found out, yes, I looked at the act and credit reporting agencies, they did not do the reinvestigation correctly. Oh, I'm frozen. Okay, I think I'm coming up. Okay. So if you look back and you say, okay, all three of the CRAs did not do the reinvestigation correctly, and Capital One, who sold it to Midland did not validate correctly, you got a case against all four of them. All four. Who do I sue, Kim? I violated you. All them. They can all carpool to the court together, damn it. If you don't believe me, study case law. Go look up case law and you will see there will be plaintiff versus Midland, Equifax, TransUnion, because Experian already settled, right? You sue whoever violated you. That's why you got to learn these laws. Half of the questions, 80-90% of the questions that you ask me show me that you haven't even done what you're supposed to do, which is basics. Because a lot of the stuff that y'all are asking me is in the name. A lot of this stuff that you guys are asking me, you could go find out for yourself. Hey, I heard somebody say that you could use this law for that. And then I asked you, did you read it yet? Not yet. I just wanted to know your opinion on it. You don't know me from a can of paint. I'm going to need you to start taking authority over your life. And I'm going to need you to at least read what you're telling me about. I'm getting started on a tangent again. So let me end this broadcast. Again, shouts out to the CashApp Crew. Thank you for everybody, the minority who supports the majority. Thank you for everybody who interacted on this live. I hope you all learned a lot of stuff. I hope you share it with people. Yes, it was long, but y'all be what? Y'all be Netflixing and chilling on seasons. Y'all be binge watching stuff 7-8 hours a day. Complain to me, rambling, get over it, or walk on by. Go to another YouTube channel. I am not for you. I don't work for nobody. If you don't like how I deliver my information, walk on by. Okay? And if you come down in the comments, vote to do that. Because Cypher is starting, and he's going to invite you to my friend Blockiana. All right. I'm out. Y'all laughing at me. I'm happy we made it through this broadcast. We had Mother Nature against us. We had all types of situations. But we made it, fam. Thank y'all for jumping on. Share this. Go back and watch my previous. They have a lot of answers to the questions that you guys are asking. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey, where can I buy the law books? You don't even have to buy them. You can just go online. They don't hand it in. Call the Googler, and you can literally type in the laws that I talked about and pull them up for free. However, if you want to, you can start with the 15 USC book. Just send hashtag 15 USC book, hashtag 15 USC book. Send it to my text number, which I already put in the chat. And if you give me a few moments, it'll be in the description box of this video because I'm about. The number is 404-383-5953. And if you do exactly what I just said, my link to the 15 USC book will automatically be sent to you. And when you click on that link, you'll see the link to other law books as well. So, yeah, things like Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, right? Very thin book. You can read this while you're in the line at Publix. Y'all know I always be at Publix buying my top-notch healthy drinks. But this is also thank you. No, not UFC. USC, and I should have sounded that out. United States Code. That's what it stands for. United States Code. USC. Hashtag 15 USC book. Right. So yeah, that's what there will be tons of books like this, the Equal Opportunity Employment Act, CRO, all types of stuff, y'all. All types of goodies for you. You'll spend a lot of money. I feel like I'm becoming a law student, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I stay up. Yes, Bad New Zeke. That one. Hashtag 15 USC. Right. And I'm gonna put the number at 404-333-5953. All right. So, yeah, it just went up. Thank you. Knowing is half the battle. And then doing is the other half, D-Nice, okay? Thank you for the information you shared. Love what you do for us. Oh, thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate that, all right? Y'all, this was a lot. This was a lot, but I wanted to not leave y'all hanging and put together all the pieces. Thanks for rocking with your girl. I'm tongue-tied now because I'm hungry. So let me go. Y'all know I'm Southern, so I don't play about my belly. But that's why I got this. All right. Bye, y'all.